welcome back to my channel. It is Lydia. If you're new around here, welcome. If not, get in the back. You know what time it is. So you guys have been requesting for me to share my budgeting video. Okay, and so here it is. This is how I budget. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you 5 different personal finance tools that I use to help me budget, how to create a budget, and finally 5 ways to save more money. If this sounds interesting to you, please do keep watching and make sure you watch till the end because I've got a surprise tip for you too. Alrighty, so let's get into it. So first, I'm going to show you my 5 favorite tools that I use to help me manage my personal finances. Number 1, let's start with Money Dashboard. So Money Dashboard is something that I just recently came across. First things first, let me say, nothing is sponsored. This is literally my very honest, true opinion, showing you what I've used in the past, what has worked for me, what hasn't. So let's go into it. Number 1, Money Dashboard. Money Dashboard is a free personal finance management service. So the way I use it is that you can actually connect different accounts, all of the accounts that you have. So I have NatWest, Lloyd's, Barclays, all of the different accounts that you have together. It just kind of puts them all in one pot. Then that way you can literally look through every single transaction. Oh my God, let me tell you what. I hate doing that sometimes because it literally opens your eyes to all of the things that you spent your money on. What I love most about Money Dashboard is the fact that it connects all of your bank accounts and puts it into one place. Then that way you can literally see all of your subscriptions, all of your bills. You can work that out in one managed area as opposed to thinking, okay, this bill comes out of this account, that bill comes out of that account, that subscription comes out of this account, and then you never really know how to budget properly. And then another thing that I love about it is the fact that you can literally budget. It has trackers, it has budget trackers. So you can say in entertainment and going out, I wanna spend X amount. Food and grocery, I wanna spend X amount. My car and transport, I wanna spend X amount. You literally decide what pots you create. I feel like you kind of need to see the site to know how it works. But ever since I came across it, I literally came across it from a YouTube video comment and I tried it. And ever since then I said, wow, I love it. I love how it organizes all of my finances into one pot. So another way that you can save is using pots or saving pots. If you don't know what a saving pot is, it's something that you can do with your bank account. Let's say, for example, Monzo have this actually really well, where you can dedicate certain pots for different things that you might want to do with yourself. So let's say you've got a holiday pot or a new car pot or a new house pot. In that way, you dedicate small amounts of money and you save into those different pots for the different things. And so then that way, your money saved in your pots are completely separate to what's in your main current account balance. And that allows you a really great, clear way of saving and not fearing that, you know, your overdraft might be going into your holiday fund. That doesn't happen with your pots. So that's a really nice way to budget, and it's very clear and concise, and you can see, okay, the holiday we're coming on to this much, the car we're coming on to this much, and the house savings, oh girl, we need to do less of the eyelash ladies. Whatever it is that you need to budget on. So the next tool that you could use are Google Sheets and spreadsheets. Guys, I love but hate a spreadsheet because I'm not very good at Excel. However, you don't need to be very good at Excel for you to find a nice, simple spreadsheet to use or make your own. So the way I use spreadsheets is for invoices, expenses, and making budgets, basically. That's another way of budgeting. As I said, I am not the best at Excel, and Excel actually scares me having to put formulas in. However, you don't have to use it in a very complicated way. You can literally make a structure that works best for you. So for me, the way I use spreadsheets is I use Google Spreadsheet to help me note down all of my invoices and basically understand how much money is owed to me by companies. So you guys know that I am a content creator. I work online to create content and I work with a lot of brands. And that way I need to make sure that I am staying on top of all the different payments that I'm getting. Different payments have different payment terms, 30, 60, 90 days. And you need to make sure that you're staying on top of everything. You're chasing your invoices, you're getting paid on time, you're chasing them if they're not getting paid on time, and having spreadsheets is a really simple, clear, easy way to see this company owes me this much and they owe it on this day and they haven't paid. That's usually how it goes. So really, for me, spreadsheets help me manage my cash flow. So the 4th tool is one that I have used throughout the years, and it's the Money Supermarket Budget Planner. So a budget planner, I guess, is just, there's loads of them on the internet. You can literally find free ones, you can find some sum that you pay for. It's entirely up to you. Just do a quick Google search for a budget planner. But this specific one I have used time and time again, and it has never failed me. I even remember when I was just about to purchase my house, I remember I ran all my numbers through this spreadsheet one last time, just to be sure that I could afford everything. What I love most about this planner is that it literally has so many different categories for you to fill in. And as you fill in the different categories, it's basically all of your different expenses. And it tallies it all up for you, telling you basically what your income is and also what your outgoings is. And it's just so simple. It literally has all the categories and it's so simple. I like when things are easy to understand and quick to see as well. Quickly look at it and understand where you are financially. But the only thing is that it just needs you to make sure that you fill all the information out. But once you filled it all out, super useful, would highly recommend. Number 5 isn't really a budgeting tool, more something that you need to understand for your own personal finances, and that is your credit. And you can use credit checking agencies such as Experian, ClearScore, and Credit Karma to help you understand what your credit score is. So these websites basically allow you access to your credit report for free and also help you understand how you can better improve your score. 3 quick ways in which you can improve your credit score. Number 1, get rid of any old store cards that you may have that you're not currently utilizing. 2, register onto the electoral roll. 3, make sure that you're utilizing your credit, but make sure that you're utilizing it in a very sensible way. I try and utilize up to about 40% of my credit limit and I don't go over that. And then make sure that you're paying back your credit card on time, and make sure that you're paying back, if you can, in like maybe 2 installments. Then that way it looks like you're somebody who's very responsible with your money, but be sure that you pay it before it's due. Get that credit number up. If you guys want a more in-depth video on credit scores, let me know and I will sort that out for you. Hit the like button team and I'll know that you like it. So now that you have an understanding of which tools you can use, let's go into creating the budget. So number 1, list all your income sources. The reason why you need to do this is so that you can understand literally how much money am I actually making. You can't know how much money you should save, spend, not spend if you don't know how much money you are making. So you have to have a very clear understanding of all of your income, all of the different versions, whether it comes into cash payments, whether it's check payments, PayPal. Gather all of those and literally understand, finally, how much do I actually make per month? So number 2 is to list your expenses, and this can be done manually or via any of the tools that I listed. I personally use Money Dashboard. And so the reason why you need to list all your expenses is the same way as the way you need to know how much money you have coming in, you also need to know how much money you have definitely going out. And you need to understand which are the mandatory expenses. What can you not live without? So for example, your rent or your mortgage, your transport costs, your food costs, like these are things that shouldn't and can't really change, because you gotta eat, you gotta live. You don't have to put makeup on, but you absolutely need to sleep somewhere. So, you know, these are things that you need to consider. So I've previously touched on point number 3 on the other points. However, you need to determine what are your variable expenses and which are your fixed expenses. Fixed expenses could be things like your rent or your mortgage, transport, your phone bill. Basically, these are the ones that the number isn't going to change, as opposed to something like food that could change depending on whether you're having a takeaway, whether you're cooking at home. You need to understand which are the fixed and which are the variable. And then that way you can know that the variable ones, I need to cut that down. I need to reduce this, I need to reduce that, I need to reduce that. That way you are budgeting already. It doesn't have to be complicated at all. So next, you need to total your income, and you also need to total your expenses, and you need to see what those numbers are saying, because if your expenses are higher than your income, then my dear, you have a cash flow problem. And sis, if you have a cash flow problem, it is better to understand and be completely clear on that. And then that way you can make moves to come out of that, as opposed to being completely oblivious and just thinking, I'll make some money, I'll use some money. Clarity is best. And I know it is not nice looking through all of your statements or looking through your money dashboard and understanding how much money you spent on takeaway. Lydia Dinga, what happened in June? Quiet. It's quiet. And so that brings me to my final point, to adjust your habits according to your budget. So for me, for example, I saw that in June, takeaways were entirely too high. Entirely too high. For somebody who's got a brand new kitchen, that's how I look at myself. I look at myself like, sis, do better. If you have a clear understanding of what's going on, it can be scary, but that's literally the best way to fix the problem. The best thing you could do for yourself is to set your goals and adjust your budget as necessary to help you meet those goals. That's how we ended up here, sitting here in this lovely house, because a sis was able to stop Deliveroo for the time that she needs to stop. And now here we are. That sounded like an evil laugh. It's not. It's a Bill's laugh. So now that we have a better understanding of what budgeting tools we can use and also how to budget, we now need to get into how we can make and save more money. That's the bit that I love. So number one is to cut out on your non-essentials. Non-essentials look very different to different people. For me, when I was looking through my budget, I saw that I had so many apps that I was paying for, but I wasn't using. Like, what's up with that? That's all money that totals up at the end of the month. £7 here, £10.99 here, £12 here. Next, you know that you're at £60 down on non-essential commitments that you don't have to be paying for. Make sure that you put yourself a spending plan in place. So I have a spending plan. You can look at mine here. Looking at my spending plan this month, it's not going very well. So look at my transport. I have for my transport set about £150, which should usually cover me for petrol going up and down. However, this month, as you can see, we are already over budget. And the reason why we are over budget is because your girl had to get her MOT, and that's not something that was included in the plan. The long and the short of it is that if you don't have a spending plan, then you're not able to clearly work out what you're spending on essentials / non-essentials, and that is very important in budgeting. Clarity is important in budgeting. Tip number 2 is to always try and find a better deal, because 9 out of 10 times you usually can find a one, especially online. You can use discount codes, you can use cashback sites, you can also use browser extensions that can help you search the whole entire worldwide internet to find you a code. So as much as possible, try and get a bargain and save your coins. Another way to save money is to try and negotiate any contracts that you may have at the moment. Especially as a homeowner right now, all you're gonna do is call up your supplier and be like, hey, I'm about to leave. Whether that is your phone contract, your water, your electricity, your internet, phone the supplier and threaten to leave. I promise you, they will do something for you. They will give you a discount. They will give you something in order to retain you as a customer. So call them up and be threatening. That's what I do with my phone bill. Like, there's a time when I got my phone bill discounted by 70%. 70%. It was crazy. But that was a long time ago. But for now, as much as you can, try and get discounts. Nobody wants to hear this, but as much as possible, try and resist the impulse purchases. That's coming from me, that's hard. But for me, I try as much as possible. If I want something, just sit on it for about a week. It doesn't matter what it is, just sit on it and think, do I really need this? Is it really gonna add joy to my life? Or would that money be better used somewhere else if it was saved, if I put it in a different pot, if I went on holiday with it? Decide what is really important for you, and anything that requires, I guess, any more than what you decide a limit for yourself. For me, it's like about 100, 200 pounds. If it's more than 100, 200 pounds, I gotta sit and really think about it. Do I need this? Is it gonna improve my life? Do I want it? Is it a want or is it a need? Figure that out for yourself. One example of this, guys, is when I was renovating my house. If you're new around here, you might not know that I bought this house in August 2020 as a complete fixer-upper, and we completely changed it, okay? And one thing that I was stuck on for ages were the sockets and switches, and I was this close to spending nearly £1,000 on sockets and switches, and I sat on this decision for about 2-3 months, and in the end I did not spend £1,000 on sockets and switches. And let me tell you what, the last thing that I have ever looked at in this house are my sockets and switches. So can you imagine if I did an impulse buy of spending £1,000 on something that has literally made zero difference in my house? Zero. So be sure, sit on things, Think about it for a minute. Is it a want? Is it a need? Is it a flex? Is it a need? Think about those and then make a decision. So we are almost there, guys. If you are enjoying the video, please be sure to hit that thumbs up button to let me know that you enjoy these kind of videos. So the last 2 tips are more about making more money. So tip number 4 is to increase your income. How are we going to increase our income? The very obvious way, number 1, if you have a 9-to-5 job, is to go and ask your boss for a raise. The worst thing they can say to you is no. Literally, that is the worst thing they can say to you. The second thing that you could do is to freelance your skills. Do you have any skills that you can, share out to others? Can you teach somebody a new language? Can you teach somebody how to edit? Can you teach somebody something that they might not know? What skill do you have that somebody is looking for? I bet you there's something that you have. So freelance your skill and make money from that, because in that way you even price yourself as to what you think your value is. And with that, you can price yourself as to where you think your value is, whether that's £5 an hour, £10 an hour, even £30 an hour. It's entirely up to you to decide what your value is. So you could also pick up a side job, whether that's delivering newspapers or walking dogs or washing cars, whatever it may be, depending on how old you are. You can pick up a second job, which can really help increase your income. For me, when I used to work 9-to-5, I also had my YouTube business, my content creation on the side as an additional source of income, until that was able to make me more money than I was actually making at my 9-to-5. And eventually I was able to leave my 9-to-5 to do what I do now as a content creator. So please explore other options. I bet you have so many talents that just lay unexplored and could actually be really great money-making ways for you. So last point, I say this, but I know I need to listen to my own tips, is that to sell your things. Sell things that you might not need. It might not even just be clothes. It could even be items like a TV. If you have an old TV, you can sell that. If you have an old sofa, sell that. Old carpet, clothes, whatever it is that you have in your home that you're currently not using, that you think could go to somebody else and make you money in return, sell it. And I need to listen to more of me, because that is definitely a way of surplusing your income every single month. And so that brings us to the end of the video. We have gone through my favorite personal finance tools, as well as how to budget, and also how to make and save more money. If any of this was useful and informative to you, don't forget to like the video as well. And in the comments, let me know, what is the thing that you have been spending the most money on? Nobody's allowed to say takeaways, because I know that that's the thing that we always spend money on. Where's the bit where you're going wrong? Let us know in the comments, and I'm sure we'll be here to help you and support you as a family. No mean comments, guys. Let's all help each other be better and grow into better people and the better versions of us that we want. So I hope you guys have found this video useful. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and I shall see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.